But that's amazing to me. I mean, is that the typical investor that y'all are working with?
There's a couple of different use cases for using a product like Robinhood, and for investing in general. So, there's people that aren't necessarily investing for the purposes of, retirement, putting away a nest egg. I remember when I first, bought my first stock, I was 13 years old, so it was a custodial account that my parents had set up for me.
What was it? Do you remember? What was it?
It was actually a company called 3Com. So if you guys remember 3Com, they made the original Palm Pilot.
Right.
And, I saw one of these devices, I played around with it, and I was so convinced that this was just a revolutionary device that it got me thinking about becoming an owner of the company. And I still remember that first moment when I bought the stock and I received the shareholder prospectuses, and it gave me that feeling of ownership and connection to the company. And that just sort of made me learn so much more about how the markets worked. So I think the beauty of a service like Robinhood is, you can invest in ETFs and build up a diversified portfolio, but you can also make a choice. And if you really, really strongly believe that there's a company that you support or a brand that you like, maybe you purchase their products and you think it's going to do well, then it's not necessarily our job as the people that make the software to tell you you shouldn't be investing. There's some appetite for risk, some degree of healthy amount of risk in every decision people make, whether it's what school you go to, what job you take after school. There's some element of risk. Buying your first house, you could buy a house in a neighborhood and that could affect the value.
Yeah.
So
that all makes